Here's the one thing that actually makes women chase you. This is every man's biggest dream, right? He wants to be the one that's being chased instead of being the chaser. In order for that to happen, you gotta sprinkle that good old word called mystery. Because the biggest mistake that I see a lot of guys making is you reveal all of your cards right off the bat. Because believe it or not, people are attracted, especially women, to that unknown factor. And if there's still things left to be discovered about you, and she likes what you've already shown her, she's naturally going to chase you. Now, SB, how do I actually execute this? I want you to always make the conversations about her. Always put the focus on her. To the point where 80% of what you guys talk about is what she has going on, what she likes to do for fun, what her favorite things are. And then that 20% of the time where she could finally sneak in a question to ask you, you give her little sprinkles of information, but not the full story. If she wants to get the full story, she's going to have to stick around and invest a bit. And if you're a guy that's naturally busy and focused on other things, you're naturally going to be more of a mystery to women because they're like, why does this guy not have a lot of free time? What does he have going on? And if you're still struggling with women, which is a choice at this point, go click that link in my bio. I have tools to help you out.
All right, so check this out. Here's the thing with mystery, guys. Everybody, when they think about being mysterious, they romanticize it or they make it seem like some type of thing where, you're using your cape to cover your face like Dracula or something. And you're, using smoke pellets and it's smoke and mirrors to make it all magical and crazy and all this stuff. The bottom line is this, and I mentioned this in another video. The bottom line is to shut the fuck up. You understand? The bottom line is to shut the fuck up, meaning just don't talk too much. Do things in stages, right? Especially when, when you're first dealing with a woman, when you first meet a woman, she doesn't have to know every single thing about you. And what he says in this video is pretty cool. Like, you let her talk about herself. And then if she does ask you a question, you sprinkle little things into it, meaning that you don't necessarily have to answer her questions directly. You answer them in a fun way. So she learns a little bit about you, but it's fun. You understand what I'm saying? Like, for example, if a woman says to you, how many relationships you've been in, you could say something like, I've been in thousands of relationships. And every single one of them, the woman fell head over heels for me because I'm just that lovable a guy. You get what I'm saying? Like, you say things like that where it maybe could be an exaggeration of the truth and it sounds funny. You understand? And it makes her laugh and things like that. And then you can change the subject. Or what I like to do is be more instructive. You understand? And in the beginning of getting together, you really shouldn't be doing that much talking. You understand? You should be doing more activities, if you get what I'm saying. You understand? You should be doing more activities. Shouldn't be doing much talking. You should be having a really good time and doing more activities. You understand? So if there's any conversation, we could talk about what we're doing. And as the man, I'm leading the situation and I'm giving more instruction. I'm not divulging a bunch of information about myself, and we're not sitting here having frivolous platonic conversations. The problem with a lot of guys, especially in the dating scene, is that a lot of guys end up having a lot of platonic conversations, which is why they feel they have to give so much information about themselves. You have some guys who don't know how to just sit and chill in silence. A lot of you guys are not comfortable and confident in your own skin. You're not comfortable with your specific masculine identity. So you can't even sit in silence for a couple of minutes and just enjoy the space and time between you and a woman because you feel you have to fill the dead space, right? Because you're performing for the woman. So back to this mystery thing, right? A lot of guys, they feel they need to put up this facade of being the most interesting man on earth and I'm a 007 secret agent and all this other stuff. It's like, nah, bro, you ain't got to do all that. You really don't have to do all that. What you need to do is understand that instruction is more valuable than information. Understand that confident silence can many times be more valuable than inane chatter to fill up silent space. You don't have to perform for a woman that is already interested in spending time with you. Do you understand? There are times when a woman just wants to be in your presence. She doesn't need to be entertained by you. She's having a great time just being with you. You see what I'm saying? And you know, there's a lot of different things you can do in a situation where you don't have to divulge a bunch of information about yourself. Like he said, you can have her talk more about herself, or like I said, you can be doing an activity where you discuss the activity and not necessarily feel forced to divulge a bunch of information about yourself. And even if you want to talk about yourself, you need to learn fun and charismatic different ways to talk about yourself, but still not divulge a bunch of information, especially not too early, right? Because a lot of these things need to be done in stages. And that's what a lot of guys don't understand. There's this thing called the vetting process developed by a friend of mine. His name is Mr. Lucario. And he has a membership called the Bad Boy Membership. He gives you all the different ways to vet a woman. But the bottom line is that things need to be done in stages. Because as the leader, as the one with the masculine identity, you are responsible for the experience. It's too many times that guys feel pressured into divulging a bunch of information because they feel they have to perform for the woman. They feel that any question the woman asks them, they have to answer her question to the letter, as if they were sitting there talking to a judge or something. Oh, I got to give you the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help me God. Like when you're on a date, when you're dealing with a woman, especially a woman that you just met, it's not like that. Learn how to instruct. Learn how to give a woman an experience without necessarily giving her a bunch of information. You understand? A lot of times, too many guys think that they owe women a bunch of information. You don't owe a woman anything, and she doesn't owe you anything either. The both of you are there on a date because you want to be, not because you have to be. Okay, so you don't owe each other anything. The only thing you owe each other is mutual respect. And if you're compatible, then that means you have a natural interest to want to spend time and experience each other. You understand? But it doesn't mean that you have to give a bunch of information. It doesn't mean you have to give a woman your whole life story just because she asked you one question. You understand? Learn how to answer questions without necessarily giving a bunch of general useless information. All right. So it's your boy, Miles Cunningham. Hope you guys have fun in this video. Hope you're having a great day. Be good to yourself. Be grateful. And remember, the truth is inside you. Peace.